Hello and a very good morning. Thanks for tuning in to News9 Live. I'm Kabir Naqvi and you're watching this special broadcast on the Republic Day. A very happy Republic Day to all our viewers that are tuning in to News9 Live right now. Of course, this is your one-stop shop to catch hold of what the news pulse of the day essentially looks like. Of course, the Kartavya Path and the event surrounding the Republic Day is going to be our focus. We will be cutting live to all those beautiful shots as you serenade in the patriotic fervor that you can feel across the country. But ladies and gentlemen, we will be touching upon various other global updates as well, some presidential elections heralding 2024, what the new year has in store for us. But first and foremost, the news that we're tracking for you this very morning. The survey report of the Archaeological Survey of India on the Gyanvapi complex, which is adjacent to the Sri Kashi Vishwanath temple, has been made public by the court of District Judge Dr. Ajay Krishna Vishwashesh. Take a look at that. This particular report by the Archaeological Survey of India, that important portion on your screens, it says, based on scientific studies, the survey that has come out, the study of the architectural remains, the exposed features, it can be said that there did exist a Hindu temple prior to the construction of the existing structure. In a big revelation, that is being put out in that Archaeological Survey of India report. It says that it has found the claims of the Hindu side to be true. According to the Archaeological Survey of India report, a large Hindu temple was found to be present prior to the existing structure. The ASI report of about 839 odd pages came on Gyanvapi, and it revealed that the Hindu temple was demolished in the 17th century and that the present mosque was built on the ruins of the Hindu temples. A total of 34 inscriptions in Devanagari, Kannada, Telugu have also been found in the survey. The names of Hindu incarnations, Janardana, Rudra, Omeshwara, were also found as part of the report. Advocate Vishnu Shankar Jain, representing the Hindu side, gave details on the Gyanvapi case. Of course, he quoted the ASI and the survey report saying that a large Hindu temple is the words that he used, existed prior to the construction of the existing structure, which is the Gyanvapi mosque. And this is the conclusive finding of the ASI, according to Vishnu Shankar Jain, the sole voice of the Hindu side. Now, Vishnu Shankar Jain said that the ASI survey report was based after studying the pillars very systematically. The report said that parts of the pre-existing temple were then reused as well. Meanwhile, on the other hand, the Muslim side has announced to carry forward the legal fight in the court. Reactions from major stakeholders, of course. Yesterday there was a proper press conference that was done by the lawyers of the Hindu side. Vishnu Shankar Jain and the father-son duo, of course, put forth in front of the entire nation the findings of that Archaeological Survey of India report. Let's listen in to that press conference, a little excerpt from there, and how major stakeholders are reacting to this big revelation that there did exist a Hindu temple before the mosque was built.
Of mortar bed thickness. The presence of rectangular gravel-filled passage akin to a side opening, doors towards the south, is observed at a depth of 46 m at the basement level in south corridor. A similar opening at the shallower level down to 3 m is observed in the north corridor, north of the north hall and west of the cellar. Rows of 3 to 4 m wide cellars are observed adjacent to the corridor area, and 2 m wide well is concealed in cellar S1. इसका हिंदी अनुवाद यह है कि एसआई को अपने जीपीआर सर्वे में जो 6 पॉइंट उन्होंने उसमें लिखा है, उसमें उन्होंने लिखा है कि रो 3-4 m में जो वाइड सेलार्स हैं, उसमें कॉरिडोर के बगल में एक चौड़ा कुआं, एक वेल होता हुआ जीपीआर सर्वे में उनको दिखा है. अब प्री एग्जिस्टिंग स्ट्रक्चर पे एसआई ने डिटेल्ड फाइंडिंग दी है, वो मैं आपको पढ़ के बता रहा हूँ. बेस्ड ऑन दी साइंटिफिक स्टडीज एंड ऑब्जर्वेशंस ऑन दी सेंट्रल चेंबर एंड मेन एंट्रेंस ऑफ द प्री एग्जिस्टिंग स्ट्रक्चर इन एग्जिस्टिंग स्ट्रक्चर, मतलब ऐसा ये कह रहा है कि सेंट्रल चेंबर और मेन एंट्रेंस ऑफ द प्री एग्जिस्टिंग स्ट्रक्चर में एक एग्जिस्टिंग स्ट्रक्चर है, वेस्टर्न चेंबर और वेस्टर्न वॉल में है, रीयूज ऑफ पिलर्स एंड पिलारेस्टर्स ऑफ प्री एग्जिस्टिंग स्ट्रक्चर इन एग्जिस्टिंग स्ट्रक्चर. मतलब ऐसा ये कह रहा है कि जो पहले का स्ट्रक्चर था एक हिंदू मंदिर का, उसी के पिलर्स को रीयूज यहाँ पे किया गया, दोबारा इस्तेमाल किया गया।
एएसआई ने माना है कि वहाँ पर हिंदू स्ट्रक्चर है,
एक प्री एग्जिस्टिंग स्ट्रक्चर है। एएसआई ने जो शब्द यूज किया है वो कहा है प्री एग्जिस्टिंग स्ट्रक्चर है, उसके ऊपर ही उसी के खंभों को यहाँ पे इस्तेमाल किया गया
है, उसी के ऊपर बहुत सारी चीजें बनाई
है। इंस्क्रिप्शन ऑफ द एग्जिस्टिंग स्ट्रक्चर, फिर अरेबिक एंड पर्शियन इंस्क्रिप्शन ऑन द लूज स्टोन, फिर स्कल्पचर रिमेन्स इन द सेलार्स एक्सेट्रा। इट कैन बी सेड दैट, अब ये एएसआई का जो कंक्लूजन है मैं वो आपको पढ़ के सुना रहा हूँ। इट कैन बी सेड दैट देयर एग्जिस्टेड अ लार्ज हिंदू टेम्पल प्रायर टू द कंस्ट्रक्शन ऑफ एग्जिस्टिंग स्ट्रक्चर। मतलब एएसआई ये कह रहा है कि ये कहा जा सकता है कि यहाँ पे एक बहुत बड़ा भव्य हिंदू मंदिर था प्रायर टू द कंस्ट्रक्शन ऑफ एग्जिस्टिंग स्ट्रक्चर। मतलब इस मस्जिद से पहले यहाँ पे, इससे पहले यहाँ पे एक हिंदू मंदिर एग्जिस्ट करता था। ये एएसआई ने अपनी कंक्लूसिव फाइंडिंग दी है और ये बहुत महत्वपूर्ण फाइंडिंग है। एएसआई का जो कंक्लूजन है मैं वो बता रहा हूँ। इट कैन बी सेड दैट, मतलब ये कहा जा सकता है दैट देयर एग्जिस्टेड अ लार्ज हिंदू टेम्पल प्रायर टू द कंस्ट्रक्शन ऑफ द एग्जिस्टिंग स्ट्रक्चर। मतलब अभी जो स्ट्रक्चर है, इस स्ट्रक्चर के पहले एक यहाँ पे लार्ज हिंदू टेम्पल था। ये बात एएसआई कह रही है कि ये बात कही जा सकती है।
तो उसमें कुछ प्रमाण मिले हैं हिंदू मंदिरों के?
बहुत प्रमाण मिले। तो ये एएसआई का जो कंक्लूजन है वही मैं अभी आप मेरी बात सुन लीजिए, सवाल उसके बाद एक बार आइए। लार्ज नंबर, सर, it can be said that there existed a large Hindu temple, large Hindu temple. अब उसके बाद सेंट्रल चेंबर और जो मेन एंट्रेंस है उस पे जो एएसआई का कंक्लूजन है वो मैं पढ़ के बता रहा हूँ। दिस टेम्पल हैज अ बिग सेंट्रल चेंबर एंड एटलीस्ट वन चेंबर टू द नॉर्थ, साउथ, ईस्ट एंड वेस्ट रेस्पेक्टिवली। Remains of 3 chambers to the north, south and west still exist, but the remains of the chamber to the east and any further extension of it could not be ascertained physically as the area is covered under a platform with stone flooring. Central chamber of the pre-existing structure forms the central hall of the existing structure. मतलब ऐसा ये कह रहा है कि जो यहाँ पे था, मैं इसको फिर से हिंदी अनुवाद कर दे रहा हूँ कि यहाँ पे ऑलरेडी एक प्री एग्जिस्टिंग स्ट्रक्चर था और प्री एग्जिस्टिंग स्ट्रक्चर का क्या स्वरूप था उसकी यहाँ पे उन्होंने डिटेलिंग की है। फिर इसके बाद आगे बढ़ जाते हैं।
इससे पहले कमिश्नरी हुआ था, हम लोग ने देखा था। 92 दिन का जो हुआ साक्ष्य मिला है, साक्ष्य तो हम लोगों ने देखा था, आंखों से देखा था। वहाँ पे पुराने सिक्के मिले हुए हैं, पुराने अति प्राचीन सिक्के, टूटे हुए खंडित जो हम लोग के जो मूर्ति मंदिर के जो अवशेष होते थे, टूटे हुए खंडित मूर्तियां मिली हुई हैं, शिवलिंग मिले हुए हैं, अर्धा मिला हुआ है। कई ऐसी संस्कृत भाषा में लिखे हुए और कई भाषाओं में लिखे हुए, ये साबित करते थे सारे भाषाओं में। वो समझ लीजिए एक मस्जिद जो करके वो लोग बैठे हैं, एक जो गुम्बद वहाँ पे सिर्फ बना जो हमारे गुलामी का प्रतीक है, वो गुम्बद सिर्फ ऊपर बना हुआ है, वो गुलामी का प्रतीक है। वो हम लोग साबित करने में आज कहीं ना कहीं थोड़ा जो है सही हो पाए हैं, ये सत्य सामने ला पाए हैं कि हाँ वो मंदिर था और मंदिर ही रहेगा। आगे वजू का भी हम लोग करवाएंगे, वजू खाने का, ताकि बाबा जी भी वहाँ से आजाद हो सके, नंदी जी की भी प्रतीक्षा पूरी हो सके।
ये एक तरह से वहाँ पे लेबोरेटरी खुल गया था, लैब खुल गया था सिक्का उक्का चमकाने के लिए बहुत। और पश्चिमी दीवार के जो हम लोग ड्योढ़ी कहते हैं, उस ड्योढ़ी पे नंदी भगवान बने थे और वहीं पे उन लोग का 2 कब्र है। उस कब्र का जब मिट्टी हटाया गया तो वहाँ ठीक नीचे 1 फीट पे चौकोर अर्घा मिला है। अब हम लोग वजू खाना जो है जिसमें बाबा है उसका हम लोग सर्वे कराएंगे जरूरी। हम लोग का पिलर दबा हुआ था मिट्टी के अंदर, ऐसा ही सर्वे किया तो निकला है। अभी तो पंजा से खरो के इतना सर्वे कर लिए, आज जब खोदाई होगा तो क्या क्या नहीं निकलेगा। हम लोग पूरी तरह से हम लोग खोदाई करवा आदेश लेंगे खोदाई। अब तो हमारा यही संदेश है कि अब मुसलमान भाइयों को ज्ञानवापी हम लोग को सौंप के उन लोग कहीं अलग चले जाएं। मेरी बस से
देखिए अनगिनत सामान निकले जिसकी उम्मीद भी नहीं थी, उससे भी ज्यादा क्योंकि हम लोग प्रतिदिन साक्ष्य थे, चश्मदीन गवाह थे। हम लोग को रोका जाता था, मुंह को चुप किया जाता। आज बहुत खुशी का दिन है कि आज सारे साक्ष्य सबके सामने खुल करके आ गया। इसमें बहुत बड़ी जीत हुई हिंदुओं की और अनगिनत सिक्के, चिलम, दिए, कलश, जैसे कहते हैं कि वहां पे ऐसे लग रहा था खुद वो लोग मुस्लिम पक्ष खुद देख रहा था कि सारे साक्ष्य जो थे वो खुल करके सबके सामने आ रहे थे। मगर हम लोग चाह रहे थे कि एसआई की जांच हो, कि पब्लिक तक भी ये बात पहुंचे, इसीलिए हम लोगों ने एसआई की जांच की। आज खुल करके सबके सामने आ गया सच्चाई।
एएसआई का रिपोर्ट जैसे ही हुआ, हृदय बल्लरियों को उछल पड़ा। जैसे ही यहाँ पर जो वेद मंदिर हुआ, उस अराजी नंबर 930 में जहाँ वेद मंत्रों की ध्वनियाँ गूंजनी चाहिए थी, जहाँ हर हर महादेव के नारे लगने चाहिए था, जहाँ ओम नमः शिवाय का जाप होना चाहिए था, जहाँ रुद्राभिषेक होना चाहिए था, वहाँ पर जो है इस इस्लामिक शमशीरों के कारण जो है हमारा आराध्य स्थल को तोड़ करके जो है मस्जिद में तामीर कर दिया गया। और दूसरी चीज, वह औरंगजेब का फतवा फरमान भी मिल गया एएसआई के रिपोर्ट में, जिसमें स्पष्ट कहा गया है कि जो है मंदिर तोड़ करके जो है मस्जिद तामीर की जाए। और स्पष्ट एएसआई के रिपोर्ट में यह कहा गया है उसके सारे खंभे उस भव्य मंदिर के मस्जिद के पूर्व भव्य मंदिर का हिस्सा थे, और तो और सारे उसमें जो है सब के सारे प्रमाण सब हिंदू मंदिर के थे।
So those are some of those pictures that are part of the Archaeological Survey of India and its report, the 32 pillars that are now in question, the blueprints of what the temple structure was actually like, the Western Wall that everybody is talking about, that had those particular architectural and cultural significance that did related to the Hindu religion. Well, the Archaeological Survey has made the big revelation. There did exist a big Hindu temple before the Kashi, before the Gyanvapi mosque was built over the existing structure. "34 evidences of the Hindu temple that were found in that particular Archaeological Survey of India report that was made public only yesterday." Vishnu Shankar Jain, petitioner and lawyer for the Hindu side, well, of course, addressing that press conference, telling the people and the entire nation that yes, there was a Hindu temple before the mosque was built. Some of those pictures of the Western Wall, of the basement area, of the ablution area and the 32 pillars that are being spoken about here. Well, time for us to slip into a quick break here. Lots more coming right on the other side. Don't go anywhere.
हमारी नारी शक्ति को सशक्त करने से ही देश सशक्त होने वाला है।
हर महीने महिलाओं को 1500 रुपए प्रति माह दिलवाया जाएगा।
What Nitish Kumar did to provide cycle to girls, so they could safely, quickly move out of the house, go to school, and quickly come back. Tring, 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 tring.
माँ अन्नपूर्णा तू ही, माँ अन्नपूर्णा है तू ही वीणा वादनी, हे शक्ति स्वरूपा जगदम्बा, हे नारी तू नारायणी।
News is now content. Just stream it. Download the world's first news OTT, News9 Plus, ahead of the curve.
Welcome back. You're watching News9 Live. Now, President Draupadi Murmu will lead India in celebrating the 75th Republic Day with an imposing display of its rising military might and rich cultural heritage during a 90-minute parade today that is going to begin very shortly at the majestic Kartavya Path on Friday. Of course, do stay on with News9 Live for all the latest developments and the live telecast of that massive parade. The grand celebrations with an overarching theme of projecting the nation's women empowerment, women power and democratic values. This is going to be graced by French President Emmanuel Macron, who is also the chief guest of this year's Republic Day ceremony. The Parliament building on your screens, the entire national capital has completely been decked up. Some of those late night and early morning visuals. It was foggy in the morning today as well. A massive flypast that is also slated to take place today. Now, the armed forces will display an array of homegrown weaponry and military equipment such as missiles, drone jammers, surveillance systems, vehicle-mounted mortars, and the BMP-2 BMP-2 infantry combat vehicles at the particular parade. Now, of course, we're looking at the India Gate, which is going to be the culmination point of the parade. Let's also talk about road traffic restrictions today. Vehicular traffic is likely to be affected in central Delhi today. Ladies and gentlemen, the parade will start from Vijay Chowk and pass via Kartavya Path, the C hexagon, the Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose statue roundabout. Then it will follow on, go to Tilak Marg, Bahadur Shah Zafar Marg and Netaji Subhash Chandra Marg before finally culminating at the Red Fort. The C hexagon India Gate will be closed till the parade crosses Tilak Marg, and that means the entirety of it. It's a 90-minute parade. Just to remind all the viewers. Now, commuters are requested to plan their journeys in advance as per particular social media posts by the Delhi police and avoid the parade route from 9:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. But talking about social media posts, the Prime Minister, he was quick to wish the entire nation on the occasion of Republic Day. There you have it. देश के अपने समस्त परिवारजनों को गणतंत्र दिवस की बहुत-बहुत शुभकामनाएं. जय हिंद. Best wishes on special occasion of the 75th Republic Day. That is Narendra Modi's social media post on your screens. Talk about traffic advisory curbs. Let's also tell the viewers quickly about the Delhi Metro. The Delhi Metro Rail Corporation has said that the metro services will start at 4 a.m. on all its lines to facilitate the public to reach to Kartavya Path to witness the celebrations on the 26th of January. So 4 a.m. The Delhi Metro starting even earlier than it usually does. But India has certainly changed in the last couple of years. The last decade has been ever so important for India's growth. In last year's Independence Day speech at the Red Fort, the Prime Minister made a bold pledge that India would become a developed economy by 2047 when it celebrates 100 years since its founding. The country had three things in its favor, the Prime Minister declared: demography, democracy and diversity, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, has been with the chief guest of this year's Republic Day, the French President Emmanuel Macron. They were both in Jaipur yesterday. A slew of events that took place, some bilateral meetings that are going to take place as well on the defense front, on the strategic partnership front. These two nations have certainly strengthened their ties. Emmanuel Macron, the French President, and Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi, enjoying a day in Jaipur. Over here in the Jantar Mantar, there were some selfies in front of the main palace in the main city of Jaipur, and then that grand roadshow that took place last evening as well. Everybody standing in line to catch a glimpse of course, the Prime Minister, but the celebrity in town as well is the French President Emmanuel Macron. A big day in Jaipur yesterday, a big day that's going to take place today in the national capital, as Emmanuel Macron, the French President, is also the chief guest of this year's Republic Day celebrations. The thematic and the event is going to be based around women empowerment, women power, and military prowess. Meanwhile, Draupadi Murmu, the president of the country, she addressed the nation ahead of Republic Day celebrations. Let's quickly listen in to what Draupadi Murmu had to say, and then we'll come back for more.
This is an especially festive occasion, just as we celebrated the unique greatness and diverse culture of our nation during the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, when we completed 75 years of independence. Tomorrow is the day when we celebrate the commencement of the Constitution. Its preamble begins with the words, "We the people of India," highlighting the theme of the document, namely democracy. In India, democratic system is much older than the concept of Western democracy. That is the reason why India is called the mother of democracy. After a long and difficult struggle, on 15th August 1947, India became free from foreign rule. Yet, the task of framing the principles and processes that would govern the country and unleash its true potential was still a work in progress. The Constituent Assembly spent nearly 3 years holding detailed discussions on all aspects of governance and produced the great founding document of our nation, the Constitution of India. Today, the nation gratefully remembers the leaders as well as the officials who contributed to the framing of our splendid and inspiring Constitution. The nation is in the early years of Amrit Kal, the period leading to the centenary of independence. This is the time of an epochal transformation. We are given a golden opportunity to take the country to new heights. Contribution from every citizen will be crucial to achieve our goals. For this, I will appeal to all my fellow citizens to abide by our fundamental duties enshrined in the Constitution. These duties are essential obligations of every citizen towards making Bharat a developed nation when it completes 100 years of independence. Here I think of Mahatma Gandhi, who had rightly said, "No people have risen who thought only of rights, only those did so who thought of duties." My dear fellow citizens, Republic Day is an occasion to recall our foundational values and principles. When we contemplate any one of them, we are naturally guided to the rest. Democracy implies diversity of culture, beliefs, and practices. Celebrating diversity implies equality, which is upheld by justice. Freedom is what makes it all possible.
Well, on this day, 74 years ago, birth of a nation, ladies and gentlemen. Let's talk a little bit more about that. Lieutenant General Rameshwar Roy, Defence and Strategic Expert, joins us on the broadcast, and Professor Dr. K.G. Suresh, Vice Chancellor, Makhanlal Chaturvedi University. A very warm welcome to you, and a very good morning and happy Republic Day to the both of you, of course, over here. Lieutenant General Rameshwar Roy, you know, when I was in school back in the day, there was a proper bugle ceremony, I remember, on Republic Day. You would march past the dais, you would salute the chief guest, and then there was a proper speech about how, the chief guest would tell the students how they celebrated Republic Day. What was it like for them when they were little? Would you like to touch a little bit about that as well? I mean, you're somebody who's served the armed forces as well. The patriotic fervor in army men is something of a different ball game altogether. Military prowess is going to be on display for the entire world to see on today as well. Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, 75 years. Do tell us about it.
Kabir, when we were young, I think in 70s, the kind of resources and the kind of media and the glamour which has come about now to express what we have inside, all those things were not available then. So as far as we are concerned, for us, it used to be a big celebration to say that, firstly, Republic Day used to be a holiday. Secondly, we were fortunate if our parents had resources enough to take us to witness the parade. Parade those days never used to be much. Today we have chairs to sit. Those days there were no chairs to sit. We just used to sit on the ground, and to control public, I do remember that security forces used to have really tough time. And many times, if I recollect correctly, some of those sticks also hit my head, because we would in excitement get up to see what's going on the what used to be Rajpath then and Kartavya Path now. So those memories, they had more of individual kind of elation, which is now getting totally covered by the complete ecosystem, which vibrates in a much bigger way, in much better way. And at that point of time, we had not much idea beyond our own participation into the Republic Day, rather than rest of the parade and the W's that used to be there of the states. And you can imagine that when I joined the Indian Military Academy, I was just 18 years old. So the build-up in me must have started when I must have been barely 14 or 15.
Wow.
And in that many years, I am from Hansraj College. And 2 years that I spent in the college was not for anything else but to build up my own physical fitness, to be in the college athletics team and representing college in the university activities of the athletics. And that's how we grew up. So today what I'm trying to say is that multiple options are there for the young generation to choose from. Those days, all those confusion wasn't there. If you had really knew, you must have seen a lot of these hoardings which have been put across in many places all the time, that you keep seeing. Do you have it in you? That's all. I mean, do you have it in you? So maybe that we had it in us. And that's a time that in 70s...
You surely did. You surely did, sir. You surely did. I mean, you just took us through your school and early life, and no wonder you became a Lieutenant General yourself. Professor Suresh, we will talk about the Viksit and Atmanirbhar aspect of Bharat and the last 75 years, especially the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. But do stay on with us. We will have to slip into a quick little break here. Lots more coming right on the other side. Professor Suresh on Viksit and Atmanirbharta of our country. That's right on the other side.
Currently, the industry is facing a lot of challenges as far as demand is concerned. Basically, the US markets has slowed down because of high inflation.
So obviously, diamonds being a dream product, something which doesn't have a utility value or is seen as a luxury. So that obviously goes off your shopping list. That's the first item that will go off your shopping list, especially in recessionary trends.
The lab-grown diamonds are not mined, and they do away with the entire mining. So they save up on all the environmental damage that is associated with mining, and of course, the mining cost, which is why they're even more affordable.
People that is impacted by all these recessions are the artisans, are the people who work in this industry, right? But I think lab-grown diamond has allowed them to actually use their skills in the same product.
This and more streaming on world's first news OTT, News9 Plus. Download now.
वर्ष 2070 तक भारत नेट जीरो का लक्ष्य हासिल करेगा.
There is certainly a wall of capital coming into the clean tech, climate tech space, not just in India but across the world.
This and more streaming on world's first news OTT, News9 Plus. Download now.
A defiant performance by Ten Hag's men. Now standing at 7 feet 4 inches, Satnam Singh is making his way into professional wrestling.
We are getting more good news for India.
Bangalore traffic is an example of something that has gone wrong with our system.
We have more than 50 flyovers in Bangalore city. If flyover is a solution to traffic problem, Bangalore should not have traffic problem.
According to TomTom Traffic Index 2022, Bangalore is ranked as the second worst city in the world when it comes to traffic.
The speed limit at the ORR is 80 kilometers per hour, but our vehicle has only moved 10 kilometers per hour.
What Bangalore needs is a surgery, but what we have been offered repeatedly are band-aids.
Only on the world's first news OTT. News9 Plus, ahead of the curve.
The top stories that we're tracking for you. India celebrates the 75th Republic Day today. Venkaiah Naidu, Chiranjeevi have been awarded the Padma Award. Archaeological Survey of India report, a temple did exist at the Gyanvapi mosque site. The INDIA block rift, Kharge reaches out to Mamata Banerjee. Manoj Jarange's Maratha Kota stir reaches Mumbai, almost 2 lakh people now walking with him. 24 injured in Havra's communal clashes. On this day, 74 years ago, ladies and gentlemen, a birth of a nation took place. Today, we're talking just about that, even as India celebrates its Republic Day today. Joining us on the broadcast is, of course, Lieutenant General Rameshwar Roy, Defence and Strategic Expert, and Professor Dr. K.G. Suresh, Vice Chancellor at the Makhanlal Chaturvedi University. Let's quickly cut across to Professor Suresh. Professor Suresh, you know, French President Emmanuel Macron, he's, in the country, he's the chief guest. Why is it that today, after 75 years of independence and in this Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, it's important that India puts on display its sheer military prowess and the aspect of self-reliance, the Atmanirbharta that the Prime Minister keeps on talking about. The entire 90-minute parade is going to be on this. This is the thematic. But why is it important to put it on the global stage for the entire world to see?
Thank you. First of all, my greetings to all the viewers of India's first digital OTT news platform, Republic Day greetings. You had asked a very important question. I would like to say that only 4 days back, we celebrated the Pran Pratishtha at Ayodhya, which is, a historic event and which heralds the cultural resurgence of India, of Bharat. And today we are celebrating the 75th Republic Day. Please remember that just 4 years back, we had celebrated 3 years back the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. And from Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav to our centenary celebrations as an independent country, that is Amrit Mahotsav, we are going to have this Amrit Kal, this journey of next 25 years, which is going to see India as a developed country. From a Vikasashil Bharat, developing India, to a Viksit Bharat.
Professor Suresh, do hold that thought. My apologies for interjecting. Mohan Bhagwat, the RSS chief, he's unfurling the flag or has done in Nagpur. There's a reaction coming across from the RSS chief. Let's quickly listen into that and we'll go straight back to Professor Suresh. Apologies for that.
के हमने सुना होगा तो हमारे सामने कौन सा कर्तव्य है वो हमारे ध्यान में आता है। संविधान बनाना स्वतंत्र देश का, उसको लागू करना, ये तो एक बात है ही, परंतु उस संविधान को हमने अपने आप को दिया है तो उसका पालन करना ये भी बात है। क्योंकि डॉक्टर बाबा साहब ने ही कहा था कि संविधान का व्यवहार ये महत्वपूर्ण बात है। तो आज का हमारा जो दिवस संपन्न करते हैं, हम प्रतिवर्ष करते हैं, सारे देश में सब लोग संपन्न करते हैं और उसके चलते एक वातावरण उत्पन्न होता है। जैसे सब देश एक मन हो जाता है, सब लोग तिरंगा फहराते हैं, सब लोग कार्यक्रम देखने जाते हैं, दिल्ली का कार्यक्रम टीवी पर देखते हैं। जैसे 22 जनवरी को एक वातावरण उत्पन्न हुआ, वैसा इस दिन भी वातावरण उत्पन्न होता है, परंतु वो एक दिन के लिए मर्यादित रहे ये अपेक्षित नहीं है, क्योंकि ये गणराज्य दिवस है। अभी ये संविधान संसद में रखा गया और सरकार का कारोबार उसके आधार पर चलता है, परंतु अपना गणराज्य है, यानी ये प्रजा का राज्य है, तो इसको प्रजा को चलाना है। सरकार की उसमें एक भूमिका है, सांसदों की उसमें एक भूमिका है। इस संविधान को सुरक्षित रखना, इस संविधान को लागू करना, ये टेक्निकली सरकार का काम है, परंतु वास्तविक दृष्टि से ये तो अपने व्यवहार का काम है। और इसलिए संविधान का हम थोड़ा अध्ययन करें। बहुत विद्वान लोग जैसा करते हैं वैसा करने की जरूरत नहीं, लेकिन मोटा मोटी 4 बातें हैं जो संविधान का प्राण है, ऐसा मैं मानता हूं। संविधान की अपने प्रस्तावना है, प्रीएम्बल। संविधान में नागरिक कर्तव्य दिए, संविधान में नागरिक हक अधिकार दिए और संविधान में मार्गदर्शक तत्व दिए। ये बातें ऐसी है जो बदलती नहीं। सारी जो संविधान सभा की कार्रवाई हुई उसमें इन बातों पर पूरे संविधान सभा ने मिलकर निर्णय किया है। वो अपने देश का सामूहिक संकल्प है, उसके अनुरूप अपना आचरण होना चाहिए। हमारे यहां सब प्रकार की स्वतंत्रता दी है, परंतु ये भी कहा गया है कि जैसे उस भाषण में बाबा साहब ने कहा कि आर्थिक और राजनीतिक स्वतंत्रता का प्रावधान संविधान में मैंने कर दिया है, परंतु ये स्वतंत्रता वास्तव में आनी है तो उसके पीछे एक बंधुता काम करती है। स्वातंत्र्य, समता और बंधुता ये तत्वत्रयी मैंने फ्रेंच राज्य क्रांति से नहीं ली, भारत में उपजे तथागत बुद्ध के विचार से मैंने उसको लिया है। और इसलिए दुनिया का अनुभव ऐसा है कि समता स्वतंत्रता एक साथ नहीं आती। समता है तो स्वतंत्रता का संकोच करना पड़ता है, और स्वतंत्रता देनी है तो समता की गारंटी नहीं देती। ये दोनों एक साथ लाने का एक ही उपाय है, बंधुभाव। बंधुभाव ही धर्म है, ऐसा उन्होंने कहा। तो अपने आज हम तिरंगा फहराते हैं, उस पर धर्मचक्र है केंद्र में, तो कानून है ही, उसका पालन करना ही है, उसका अनुशासन है ही। लेकिन यह अनुशासन कायम कैसे रहता है? वो कायम रहे इसलिए सरकार के हाथ में दंड शक्ति है, विधान है, उसको लागू करने के अधिकार है, उसके लिए पुलिस है, बहुत सारी व्यवस्था है। लेकिन कोई भी चीज व्यवस्था के बल पर एक हद तक होती है। व्यवस्था को पालन करने वाले लोगों का मन रहता है, हम इस व्यवस्था में रहेंगे, इसका पालन करेंगे। ये क्यों होता है? ये भी इसलिए होता है कि व्यवस्था और जिनके लिए व्यवस्था है वो लोग, उनके प्रति एक आत्मीयता रहती है। ये हमने बनाई व्यवस्था है, ये हमारे लिए बनी व्यवस्था है, ऐसा एक आत्मीयता का भाव रहता है। वही भाव आपस में व्यवहार में बंधुभाव के रूप में प्रकट होता है। उस बंधुभाव का हम स्मरण करें। भारतवर्ष के जन की ताकत अपरंपार है। वो कभी भी कम नहीं थी, वो वैसी की वैसी बनी है। और उसके बल पर जब वो जागता है तो वो अनेक चमत्कार दुनिया में करता है, जैसा आज कर रहा है। ऐसा भारतवर्ष आएगा, ऐसा भारतवर्ष उठेगा, ये अगर 40 साल पहले हम कहते तो अपने ही लोग हमारी खिल्ली उड़ाते। लेकिन आज हम देख रहे हैं कि हर क्षेत्र में हम आगे बढ़ रहे हैं। ये शक्ति कहां से आई? ये शक्ति हमेशा थी, परंतु वो परिणाम कारक तब होती है जब हम बंधुभाव की सामूहिकता में बंधे जाते हैं। ये केवल मेरे लिए नहीं है, ये सबके लिए है। मेरे सारे सामर्थ्य का उपयोग मुझे सबके लिए करना है, क्योंकि सब मेरे अपने हैं। दिखते विविध है, लेकिन हमारे देश में तो परंपरा है सारी विविधता का स्वीकार करने की। हम विविधता को अलगाव नहीं मानते। इस प्रकार बंधुभाव के साथ देश के लिए सब लोग मिलकर उद्यम करेंगे, संविधान के अनुशासन का पालन करेंगे, उसकी पवित्रता पर आंच नहीं आने देंगे, उसके भाव को ध्यान में रखकर उसका उचित उपयोग करेंगे, तो राष्ट्र उस उत्कर्ष की ओर जाएगा। ये करने के लिए हम लोगों में समर्पण का भाव चाहिए। मेरा स्वार्थ छोड़ दूंगा मैं। आज जो गीत हुआ, मैं रहूं ना या रहूं, मैं रहूं या ना रहूं, भारत ये रहना चाहिए। हम संगम में गीत गाते हैं, तेरा वैभव अमर रहे मां, हम दिन चार रहे न रहे। देश हित के प्रति, समाज हित के प्रति, अपने बंधु बांधवों के हित के प्रति सारे भेद छोड़कर, सारे स्वार्थ छोड़कर जीवन सर्वस्व अर्पण करने की तैयारी से लग जाना, ये हम सब मिलकर करते हैं। तो आज जो दुनिया को भारत से अपेक्षा है और भारत के जन जन की आकांक्षा है कि हम विश्वगुरु बने, वो कुछ ही वर्षों में सफल होती हुई हम देख सकते हैं। इतना अपरंपार सामर्थ्य अपने हम में है, लेकिन उसके लिए हमको ये समर्पण याद रखना पड़ेगा। राष्ट्रध्वज के शीर्ष स्थान पर जो रंग है वो अपने देश में समर्पण का रंग माना जाता है। उस पर जो धर्म चक्र है वो धर्म चक्र वास्तविक धर्म जो है बंधुभाव का, उस पर आधारित धर्म का चक्र है। ये ध्यान में रखकर हम सब लोग आज गणराज्य दिवस को मनाएं, अपने कर्तव्यों को समझें और उसका अनुपालन करना इसी क्षण से प्रारंभ करें। इतनी एक प्रार्थना आपके सामने रखता हूं और मेरे 4 शब्द समाप्त।
Well, a big, long speech there by Mohan Bhagwat, the RSS chief. Cutting back across to Professor K.G. Suresh, Vice Chancellor, Makhanlal University. Sorry for interjecting you earlier, sir. Do continue with your thoughts. And of course, do touch upon Mohan Bhagwat's speech over there as well. Do you echo on what the RSS chief over there is saying?
Absolutely.
Samvidhan and its protection is the utmost, guiding principle. And he also talks about the directive principles, the rights, and of course, the preamble as well.
Yes, absolutely, Kabir. If you just listen to him, you will find that his focus has been on brotherhood, bhratritva, the need for fraternity in the country, because we can develop as a nation only if there is brotherhood among all communities, all castes, people from different linguistic backgrounds. So that he emphasized on brotherhood. He emphasized on equality, samata, which is very important, He repeatedly referred to Babasaheb Ambedkar and his contribution about, how we as Indians should remind ourselves of the mandate of our constitution, which gives us not only rights, but also gives us responsibilities. Please remember, the Rajpath has now been renamed as Rajpath or King's Way has now been renamed as Kartavya Path, or the duty, the road of duty, So duties towards the nation is as important as our rights are. So, the RSS chief has sought to remind us of our responsibilities as citizens, which has been mandated by the constitution. Coming back to your question, I would like to say that, this move towards Atmanirbhar Bharat and this focus on Nari Shakti is really important, particularly in the presence of the French president, who is our guest this year, because we have seen the government focusing on women like never before, whether it is the women's reservation in parliament and legislative bodies, whether it is the triple talaq, where the Muslim women have been empowered, whether it is schemes across the country like Ladli Behna in Madhya Pradesh and many other states where the focus is Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao. The entire focus is to ensure that the other half or the half of the population, that is women, are not left behind in our march towards a developed nation. In that march, they should not be left behind. They should be equal partners and should march shoulder to shoulder with us. So you would see today's not only in the presence in military contingents, all the tableaus that are going to be shown today, most of them are going to reflect on what women can do and what women are doing, whether it is the Manipur tableau or the Madhya Pradesh tableau, where the fighter pilot Avani Chaturvedi is going to be there. So women are excelling in every walk of life. We have seen whether it is space, whether it is medicine, whether it is science. We have seen women playing a pioneering role in the country's development. So it is very important that the contribution of women is highlighted so that we inspire the younger generation of girls, the younger generation of women to come forward and take active part. So every effort in the last so many years, we have seen that whether it is the Ujjwala Yojana, whether it is, the Swachh Bharat, the entire focus is to ensure that women get to lead a dignified life. They were exposed to fumes in the kitchen. Today they are getting LPG connections. Women could not continue their studies in the absence of even proper toilets in schools. And today the focus of Swachh Bharat mission is to have toilets in every school, in every house, which was perhaps unfortunate that was never thought about in the last 7 decades. The importance of Swachhata or cleanliness. So there is no aspect of life where we are looking at the overall development of the country. It's not just the military prowess, that of course is there. Now we are building our own light combat aircraft. Of course, my fellow panelists would be able to throw more light on that. But we are becoming self-reliant in so many aspects of our strategic affairs. But equally important is that our people become prosperous, our agricultural, which is the backbone of the country, the farmers become strong. So our women become strong, our artisans become
Not to
strong.
forget, Professor, not to forget, sir, this year we also have an all-women marching contingent that is marching, on the Kartavya Path this time around. But talking about marching contingents, Lieutenant General Rameshwar Roy, very quickly, would you like to tell the viewers the difference between the unfurling and the hoisting of the flag? I see a lot of social media posts today talking about hoisting the flag when on the Republic Day you unfurl it. Now, don't you?
I don't think I'll really be able to tell you the difference, but hosting, maybe the professor can throw a light on this, because I never had an occasion to sort of do this kind of a ceremony.
Okay.
Because as far as I am concerned, to me the flag always keeps flying with the breath of each citizen in its movement. And my job is to make sure that this flag keeps flying high all the time, and it has been done in the last 75 years, in fact, more than 75 years.
All right. How about we make this worth your time? Defense production and export is one big key area that is also going to be up for display. The value of defense production for the first time ever in a financial year, it crossed the figure of rupees 1 lakh crore. And if my memory serves me right, the Defense Minister, Rajnath Singh, was also in the United Kingdom. He has been speaking to his counterparts in the United States, in all across Europe. The MQ-9B Reaper drones is something that people couldn't stop talking about. And the Agnipath scheme, there is a proper Agnipath marching contingent as well. It is going to be on display as well. Would you like to throw some light on that, on the military advancements that India has made over the last decade and a half?
Kabir, basically, it's all a matter of priorities, So when we got our independence, we had a huge nation to be taken care of. The people, their welfare schemes and education, their all the other facets of life had to be taken care of. Therefore, to that extent, I would say that we have taken a bit too long to get to this point where we are now able to get into the export market for weapons and rockets and missiles and things like that. This could have, many people will think, could have come about earlier, but then it's a matter of priorities. Even now, we are being very guarded about it because it also is linked with the foreign policy, So we have to balance out many things before we come up with these kind of exports and the policies. But yes, the main focus or the shift that has been there for the last couple of years has been that we try and produce most of what we have been importing earlier. We try and produce it within the country. And that has also been facilitated because of the fact that now more and more there is a public sector participation, Now the issue is that the defense sector requires very heavy investments, and public sector earlier were not focusing so much on this because unless they are also given a leeway towards dual-use technologies and also for exports, that whatever they make within the country, the consumption may not be so much, and these are very heavy investment ventures. So now that these integrated policies have come up, where the public sector has also moved into it, that we are finding that the indigenous content of the defense material or the production of the weaponry as well as the equipment, largely on the equipment side yet, weaponry not so much as yet, has looked up, and we are finding that by this way we'll be able to save a lot of the foreign exchange reserves, which will now be available for upgrading the production of whatever we are making within the country, and also in collaboration and all. And that's why we are finding that there is a takeoff as far as the export is concerned towards the defense equipment and material, which wasn't there earlier. So it's all a matter of priorities, Maybe that earlier we didn't have that much of infrastructure or that much of investment available for all these things, including with the private sectors. Because if we recollect, initially we focused on the public sector investments, which were the requirement because none of the private sectors had so much of investment to go about. So I'm not very expert on all this, but the way I take it as a soldier, that we need to have our own share of things that many times we have operated with much lesser resources. Even till today, we operate with much lesser resources and come out with excellent results than most of the armies in the world. And the reason for that is that we are fully reconciled to the fact that our share will be limited in a huge country like this. So whatever comes to our share, we have to make the best use of it. And that's how the whole balancing has to go on.
Absolutely. Some of those rehearsal visuals are on the screens for all the viewers to, of course, serenade in the patriotic fervor of the Republic Day. Many thanks to both our guests that joined us on the panel, Lieutenant General Rameshwar Roy, Defence and Strategic Expert, and Professor K.G. Suresh. A very happy Republic Day to you both, gentlemen. Of course, India, the Indian Army, which is the world's second largest army with extensive combat experience, is currently on date engaging with 110 countries through its defense cooperation activities, participating across 39 exercises, out of which Indian Army is a leading service in 28 exercises, ladies and gentlemen. Those drone jammers, those missile technologies, our tanks, all of that is going to be on display today very shortly, moments from now. The parade, the 90-minute long parade with India's women empowerment and military prowess on full display, is going to begin on the Kartavya Path, ladies and gentlemen. Some of those rehearsal shots, again telling the viewers, rehearsal shots on your screens. The entire national capital has been decked up. It has beautifully been decorated. Ever since today morning, all the chief ministers of various states, they're conducting flag unfurling ceremonies in their respective states. We earlier saw Mohan Bhagwat, the RSS chief, also attending a particular unfurling session in Nagpur. The same has happened in Rajasthan. Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, M.K. Stalin, he has also attended the unfurling ceremony. Republic Day, ladies and gentlemen. 74 years ago, the birth of a nation. Safeguarding the preamble. Contingents that are marching across the saluting dais on the tunes of patriotic songs like Kadam Kadam Badhaye Ja and Hum Sab Bhartiye Hain, just to name a few of them, ladies and gentlemen. Lots more coming right on the other side. Do stay on with News9 Live if you want to catch this Republic Day parade live. Guests and experts right on the other side as well, talking a little bit more about women empowerment this Republic Day.
जानना है तो देखिए, समझना है तो सुनिए, सीखना है तो पूछिए और कमाना है तो खरीदिए। जानकारी, सलाह और निवेश सब एक ही सुपर ऐप पर। पैसे का सवाल है तो जवाब है Money9। आजादी पैसे की, अभी डाउनलोड करें।
It was my 14th birthday.
On birthday, daughter waits for missing father.
He was carrying a cake for his daughter.
49-year-old Birmingham-based
Indian diplomat vanishes.
He was grabbed and bundled into a car by 4 assailants.
KLA claims responsibility. Demands Kashmiri separatists.
Makbul Bhatt's release.
गोली मारो और फेंक दो.
And within 3 days, they shot him dead.
Abducted diplomat.
Found murdered in Leicestershire.
I said, who ordered to kill him? To me, he said, yes, I ordered it.
And he never came home.
Stop searching. Start streaming. Download the world's first news OTT. News9 Plus. Ahead of the curve.
Currently, the industry is facing a lot of challenges as far as demand is concerned. Basically, the US markets has slowed down because of high inflation.
So obviously, diamonds being a dream product, something which doesn't have a utility value or is seen as a luxury. So that obviously goes off your shopping list. That's the first item that will go off your shopping list, especially in recessionary trends.
That lab-grown diamonds are not mined, and they do away with the entire mining. So they save up on all the environmental damage that is associated with mining, and of course, the mining cost, which is why they're even more affordable.
People that is impacted by all these recessions are the artisans, are the people who work in this industry, right? But I think lab-grown diamond has allowed them to actually use their skills in the same product.
This and more streaming on world's first news OTT, News9 Plus. Download now.
20,000 people dead and counting. What's happening in the United States of America is unprecedented. You will have to pay for this.
जानना है तो देखिए, समझना है तो सुनिए, सीखना है तो पूछिए और कमाना है तो खरीदिए। जानकारी, सलाह और निवेश सब एक ही सुपर ऐप पर। पैसे का सवाल है तो जवाब है Money9। आजादी पैसे की, अभी डाउनलोड करें।
India celebrates its 75th Republic Day. Venkaiah Naidu Chiranjeevi awarded Padma Shri. ASI report has revealed, in fact, a big find there. Temple existed at the mosque. India rift. Kharge has reached out to Mamata Banerjee after there are reports that Nitish Kumar may go back to the NDA. Manoj Jarange's Maratha quota stir reaches Mumbai. 24 people have been injured in Howrah communal clash. Meanwhile, a Tamil Nadu journalist was brutally attacked in Tripur. Donald Trump, the former United States president, has denied Carol's sexual abuse claim. French farmers have blocked roads and highways. And the International Court of Justice will rule on Israel genocide case today. Hello and a very good morning to all News9 viewers. I'm Neha Bhan. Let's take a look at some of the top stories making headlines this hour. We of course begin by telling you about Republic Day. A very happy Republic Day to all of you to begin with. President Draupadi Murmu, in fact, will lead India in celebrating the 75th Republic Day with an imposing display of its rising military might and rich cultural heritage during a 90-minute parade at the majestic Kartavya Path today.
Our soldiers, our veterans and our freedom fighters, many of whom are present here at this Kartavya Path. The theme of the Republic Day centers around India, mother of democracy, and Viksit Bharat, or developed India. A day of immense significance as we reaffirm the spirit of freedom. We underscore the sovereignty and self-governance bestowed on us through the Constitution.
The grand celebrations with an overarching theme of projecting the nation's women power and democratic values will be graced by French President Emmanuel Macron as the chief guest. My dear friend Narendra Modi, Indian people, my warmest wishes on your Republic Day. Happy and proud to be with you. That's French President Emmanuel Macron, who has now posted on platform X, formerly Twitter, congratulating the people of India on 75th Republic Day. The armed forces will display an array of homegrown weaponry and military equipment such as missiles, drone jammers, surveillance systems, vehicle-mounted mortars and BMP-2 infantry combat vehicles at the parade. Let's also give you a bit of update about the road traffic restrictions. Vehicular traffic is likely to be affected in central Delhi today. The parade will start from Vijay Chowk and pass via Kartavya Path, C Hexagon, the Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose statue, roundabout, Tilak Marg, Bahadur Shah Zafar Marg and Netaji Subhash Marg before culminating at the Red Fort. C Hexagon India Gate will be closed till the parade crosses Tilak Marg. Commuters, in fact, are requested to plan their journey in advance. Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath is currently addressing people. Let's cut across live.
आजादी के अमृत महोत्सव वर्ष में जो संकल्प था, आज यह वर्ष देश की संविधान को लागू करने का अमृत महोत्सव है। इस अमृत महोत्सव वर्ष पर जब देश का संविधान लागू हुआ था, हम सबको इस बारे में ध्यान रखना होगा कि संविधान हमारा सर्वोपरि है और संविधान हमें एक ही बात के लिए आग्रही बनाता है कि हम सबका जो भी कार्य हो वह देश के लिए हो, हर काम देश के नाम। अगर हम देश के प्रति अपने इस दुनिया के सबसे प्राचीनतम राष्ट्र के प्रति अपनी श्रद्धा और सम्मान के भाव को व्यक्त करते हैं, हर व्यक्ति, हर जाति, हर मत, हर मजहब, हर संप्रदाय इस देश के अंदर अपने आप को सुरक्षित महसूस करेगा। आजादी का अमृत महोत्सव के उपरांत आज हमें भारत के संविधान को लागू करने के अमृत महोत्सव वर्ष में भी सहभागी बनने का अवसर प्राप्त हुआ है और ये दोनों एक साथ अगर चलेंगे तो देश की संविधान की रक्षा और संविधान के अनुसार अपने कर्तव्यों का निर्वहन करके हम लोग अपनी आजादी को भी अक्षुण्य बनाए रख सकते हैं और भारत को दुनिया की एक सबसे बड़ी ताकत के रूप में स्थापित करने में अपना योगदान दे पाएंगे। मैं एक बार फिर से भारत माता के उन महान सपूतों को, जिन्होंने देश के संविधान को बनाने में अपना योगदान किया, राष्ट्रपिता महात्मा गांधी के नेतृत्व में चला आजादी का आंदोलन और आजादी के बाद जब ये देश अपने संविधान निर्माण के लिए आगे बढ़ा था तो एक नाम सबके मुंह पर आया था, सर्वमान्यता से जिन्होंने उस नाम का चयन किया था वह नाम था डॉक्टर राजेंद्र प्रसाद जी का। राजेंद्र प्रसाद जी ने देश के संविधान को सभी संविधानविदों, स्वतंत्रता संग्राम सेनानियों और विशेषज्ञों के साथ मिलकर के जो स्वरूप प्रदान करने में और उसकी विभिन्न बैठकों में तमाम प्रकार की मत भिन्नता के बावजूद सर्वानुमति बनाने का प्रयास किया, अभिनंदनीय रहा। और उन सभी विशेषज्ञों के अनुसार भारत के संविधान को लिपिबद्ध करके उसकी ड्राफ्ट तैयार करके वर्तमान स्वरूप में देने का श्रेय भारत के उस महान सपूत बाबा साहब डॉक्टर भीमराव अंबेडकर जैसे महापुरुषों को दिया जाता है। और इन महापुरुषों ने जिस तत्परता के साथ, जिस प्रतिबद्धता के साथ अपने दायित्व का निर्वहन किया, हम सब के लिए अनुकरणीय है। मैं इस अवसर पर भारत माता के उन महान सपूतों को, जिन्होंने अपना सर्वस्व देश की आजादी के लिए समर्पित किया, उन महान संविधानविदों, स्वतंत्रता संग्राम सेनानियों को इस अवसर पर नमन करते हुए पूरे प्रदेशवासियों को 75वें गणतंत्र दिवस के अवसर पर अपनी हृदय से बधाई देता हूं, अपनी शुभकामनाएं देता हूं। धन्यवाद। जय हिंद।
India is celebrating its 75th Independence Day today, and this year the theme of the ceremony is Women Power and India's Atmanirbharta. Rajnath Singh in a tweet also highlighted the influence of women in India's defence sector being on the rise, and he said that during the Republic Day celebrations, the noteworthy contributions of the country's women power in their duties will be showcased. Now, on more on this, I am joined by Lieutenant General Shaukin Chauhan, who is a defence and strategic expert. A very good morning to you, General. I want to know from you, how does it really feel to witness India's 75th Republic Day, given your service to the nation? It must feel special.
Thank you so much for inviting me over on your show. I feel very proud of our country's progress, and I joined the army 44 years back when we had just finished our 25th year of our Republic Day. And I feel very, very proud of the way our army and the way our country has progressed over the last 50 years. It's a matter of pride for me to see us marching proudly on the Kartavya Path, and I look forward to a wonderful Republic Day. Thank you.
Right. So also, can you share any kind of, reflections on the changes you've seen in the armed forces and country since the time, you joined the army?
The changes are perceptible as well as imperceptible. If you remember, after the early 60s, we had recently lost the war against China, but then had defeated Pakistan, and we were moving on an upward trajectory, but our confidence wasn't fully there. Right now, 50 years later, all I can say is that I'm absolutely confident about the prowess of our nation's army and our ability to protect our borders and make sure that we are capable of defeating any kind of misadventure anywhere within or outside the country.
All right. General, also, if I have to ask you about some of the key accomplishments that India has really achieved in the last 75 years, what would you say?
A lot to do is with, firstly, our confidence as a nation. Secondly, our ability to produce our own arms, our own equipment. And over the last 10 to 12 years, our ability to start producing high-tech equipment. As you're aware, India is the largest importer of arms, weapons, and equipment, and we needed to change that, and that is happening now with a large number of Indian companies coming into the fray and wanting to create for the Indian Armed Forces equipment that is world class. That's the first issue. Second is our own equipment, our own personal equipment, our own personal clothing has improved manyfold. In every way, whether it is the equipment, whether it is the quality of the manpower, whether it is the training, I can say that the Indian Army is moving from leaps and bounds from when the time I joined the Army to right now. I'm extremely proud to be a member of the Indian Armed Forces, especially as we celebrate our 75th Republic Day.
General, this year the theme of the ceremony is, is women power and India's Atmanirbharta. Talking about women power, government special focus is on women, particularly, this time around. I want to know from you, how does that really feel?
I feel very happy. Women have always held up half the sky. You've always been an important part of our nation, of our world, and though the focus might be on women, all I can say is that women have always contributed much more than anybody else in the establishment of our nation and in the continuity of the greatness of our nation. So we need to focus, we need to improve, we need to create more infrastructure for our women so that they can thrive. But all in all, it gives me great pride to see that the nation is concentrating on the right things and trying to improve our ability to emancipate our women and ensure that they not only get their due, but also we help them contribute and we help them educate themselves and we help ensure that they are equal citizens in a country like India.
Right, General, do stay on with us. In fact, we also have RSS Chief Mohan Bhagwat, who has addressed people on this special occasion. Let's listen in.
हमने सुना होगा तो हमारे सामने कौन सा कर्तव्य है वो हमारे ध्यान में आता है। संविधान बनाना स्वतंत्र देश का, उसको लागू करना, ये तो एक बात है ही, परंतु उस संविधान को हमने अपने आप को दिया है तो उसका पालन करना ये भी बात है, क्योंकि डॉक्टर बाबा साहब ने ही कहा था कि संविधान का व्यवहार ये महत्वपूर्ण बात है। तो आज का हमारा जो दिवस संपन्न करते हैं, हम प्रतिवर्ष करते हैं, सारे देश में सब लोग संपन्न करते हैं, और उसके चलते एक वातावरण उत्पन्न होता है। जैसे सब देश एक मन हो जाता है, सब लोग तिरंगा फहराते हैं, सब लोग कार्यक्रम देखने जाते हैं, दिल्ली का कार्यक्रम टीवी पर देखते हैं। जैसे 22 जनवरी को एक वातावरण उत्पन्न हुआ, वैसा इस दिन भी वातावरण उत्पन्न होता है, परंतु वो एक दिन के लिए मर्यादित रहे ये अपेक्षित नहीं है, क्योंकि ये गणराज्य दिवस है। अभी ये संविधान संसद में रखा गया और सरकार का कारोबार उसके आधार पर चलता है, परंतु अपना गणराज्य है, यानी ये प्रजा का राज्य है, तो इसको प्रजा को चलाना है। सरकार की उसमें एक भूमिका है, सांसदों की उसमें एक भूमिका है। इस संविधान को सुरक्षित रखना, इस संविधान को लागू करना, ये टेक्निकली सरकार का काम है, परंतु वास्तविक दृष्टि से ये तो अपने व्यवहार का काम है। और इसलिए संविधान का हम थोड़ा अध्ययन करें। बहुत विद्वान लोग जैसा करते वैसा करने की जरूरत नहीं, लेकिन मोटा मोटी 4 बातें हैं जो संविधान का प्राण है, ऐसा मैं मानता हूं। संविधान की अपने प्रस्तावना है, प्रीएम्बल। संविधान में नागरिक कर्तव्य दिए, संविधान में नागरिक हक अधिकार दिए, और संविधान में मार्गदर्शक तत्व दिए। ये बातें ऐसी है जो बदलती नहीं। सारी जो संविधान सभा की कार्रवाई हुई उसमें इन बातों पर पूरे संविधान सभा ने मिलकर निर्णय किया है। वो अपने देश का सामूहिक संकल्प है, उसके अनुरूप अपना आचरण होना चाहिए। हमारे यहां सब प्रकार की स्वतंत्रता दी है, परंतु ये भी कहा गया है कि जैसे उस भाषण में बाबा साहब ने कहा कि आर्थिक और राजनीतिक स्वतंत्रता का प्रावधान संविधान में मैंने कर दिया है, परंतु ये स्वतंत्रता वास्तव में आनी है तो उसके पीछे एक बंधुता काम करती है। स्वातंत्र्य, समता और बंधुता ये तत्वत्रयी मैंने फ्रेंच राज्य क्रांति से नहीं ली, भारत में उपजे तथागत बुद्ध के विचार से मैंने उसको लिया है। और इसलिए दुनिया का अनुभव ऐसा है कि समता स्वतंत्रता एक साथ नहीं आती। समता है तो स्वतंत्रता का संकोच करना पड़ता है, और स्वतंत्रता देनी है तो समता की गारंटी नहीं देती। ये दोनों एक साथ लाने का एक ही उपाय है, बंधुभाव। बंधुभाव ही धर्म है, ऐसा उन्होंने कहा। तो अपने आज हम तिरंगा फहराते हैं, उस पर धर्मचक्र है केंद्र, तो कानून है ही, उसका पालन करना ही है, उसका अनुशासन है ही। लेकिन यह अनुशासन कायम कैसे रहता है? वो कायम रहे इसलिए सरकार के हाथ में दंड शक्ति है, विधान है, उसको लागू करने के अधिकार है, उसके लिए पुलिस है, बहुत सारी व्यवस्था है। लेकिन कोई भी चीज व्यवस्था के बल पर एक हद तक होती है। व्यवस्था को पालन करने वाले लोगों का मन रहता है, हम इस व्यवस्था में रहेंगे, इसका पालन करेंगे। ये क्यों होता है? ये भी इसलिए होता है कि व्यवस्था और जिनके लिए व्यवस्था है वो लोग, उनके प्रति एक आत्मीयता रहती है। ये हमने बनाई व्यवस्था है, ये हमारे लिए बनी व्यवस्था है, ऐसा एक आत्मीयता का भाव रहता है। वही भाव आपस में व्यवहार में बंधुभाव के रूप में प्रकट होता है। उस बंधुभाव का हम स्मरण करें। भारतवर्ष के जन की ताकत अपरंपार है, वो कभी भी कम नहीं थी, वो वैसी की वैसी बनी है, और उसके बल पर जब वो जागता है तो वो अनेक चमत्कार दुनिया में करता है, जैसा आज कर रहा है। ऐसा भारतवर्ष आएगा, ऐसा भारतवर्ष उठेगा, ये अगर 40 साल पहले हम कहते तो अपने ही लोग हमारी खिल्ली उड़ाते हैं। लेकिन आज हम देख रहे हैं कि हर क्षेत्र में हम आगे बढ़ रहे हैं। ये शक्ति कहां से आई? ये शक्ति हमेशा थी, परंतु वो परिणाम कारक तब होती है जब हम बंधुभाव की सामूहिकता में बंधे जाते हैं। ये केवल मेरे लिए नहीं है, ये सबके लिए है। मेरे सारे सामर्थ्य का उपयोग मुझे सबके लिए करना है, क्योंकि सब मेरे अपने हैं। दिखते विविध है, लेकिन हमारे देश में तो परंपरा है सारी विविधता का स्वीकार करने की। हम विविधता को अलगाव नहीं मानते। इस प्रकार बंधुभाव के साथ देश के लिए सब लोग मिलकर उद्यम करेंगे, संविधान के अनुशासन का पालन करेंगे, उसकी पवित्रता पर आंच नहीं आने देंगे, उसके भाव को ध्यान में रखकर उसका उचित उपयोग करेंगे, तो राष्ट्र उस उत्कर्ष की ओर जाएगा। ये करने के लिए हम लोगों में समर्पण का भाव चाहिए। मेरा स्वार्थ छोड़ दूंगा मैं। आज जो गीत हुआ, मैं रहूं ना या रहूं, मैं रहूं या ना रहूं, भारत ये रहना चाहिए। हम संगम में गीत गाते हैं, तेरा वैभव अमर रहे मां, हम दिन चार रहे न रहे। देश हित के प्रति, समाज हित के प्रति, अपने बंधु बांधवों के हित के प्रति सारे भेद छोड़कर, सारे स्वार्थ छोड़कर जीवन सर्वस्व अर्पण करने की तैयारी से लग जाना, ये हम सब मिलकर करते हैं। तो आज जो दुनिया को भारत से अपेक्षा है और भारत के जन जन की आकांक्षा है कि हम विश्वगुरु बने, वो कुछ ही वर्षों में सफल होती हुई हम देख सकते हैं। इतना अपरंपार सामर्थ्य अपने हम में है, लेकिन उसके लिए हमको ये समर्पण याद रखना पड़ेगा। राष्ट्रध्वज के शीर्ष स्थान पर जो रंग है वो अपने देश में समर्पण का रंग माना जाता है। उस पर जो धर्म चक्र है वो धर्म चक्र वास्तविक धर्म जो है बंधुभाव का, उस पर आधारित धर्म का चक्र है। ये ध्यान में रखकर हम सब लोग आज गणराज्य दिवस को मनाएं, अपने कर्तव्यों को समझें और उसका अनुपालन करना इसी क्षण से प्रारंभ करें। इतनी एक प्रार्थना आपके सामने रखता हूं और मेरे 4 शब्द समाप्त।
That was RSS Chief Mohan Bhagwat saying that India is bound by a sense of brotherhood, and rightly said. Now today, in fact, India is celebrating its 75th Republic Day. President Draupadi Murmu will lead India in celebrating the 75th Republic Day with an imposing display of its rising military might and rich cultural heritage during a 90-minute parade at the majestic Kartavya Path on Friday. This year, French President Emmanuel Macron is the chief guest. The grand celebrations there, in fact, we're getting live visuals.
Over time. With a strong defense partnership at its core, the two nations are committed to the values of mutual cooperation with deep respect for each other's needs and requirements, and they are working together to leverage similar ambitions to empower each other. Two important nations, one in Europe and the other in Asia, with a similar conception of the world, demonstrate once again today that there is a much better chance of creating a multipolar world with cooperation and collaboration, as India warmly welcomes President Emmanuel Macron as the chief guest for its 75th Republic Day celebrations.
गणतंत्र दिवस समारोह के दौरान विदेशी अतिथियों के इस राष्ट्रीय पर्व में आयोजन में भाग लेने की विशिष्ट परंपरा रही है। गणतंत्र दिवस समारोह के दौरान विदेशी अतिथियों के इस राष्ट्रीय पर्व में आयोजन में भाग लेने की विशिष्ट परंपरा रही है। 26 जनवरी 1950 को इरविन स्टेडियम पर आयोजित पहले गणतंत्र दिवस समारोह में इंडोनेशिया के राष्ट्रपति डॉक्टर सुकर्णो मुख्य अतिथि थे और यह परंपरा आज भी 75वें गणतंत्र दिवस पर निर्बाध रूप से जारी है। इस बार के हमारे खास मेहमान हैं फ्रांस के राष्ट्रपति श्री इमैनुअल मैक्रों। भारत और फ्रांस, एक और खास बात है, इस वर्ष रणनीतिक साझेदारी की रजत जयंती मना रहे हैं। कुल मिलाकर ये छठा मौका है जब फ्रांस के नेता मुख्य अतिथि के तौर पर गणतंत्र दिवस समारोह का हिस्सा बन रहे हैं। और एक और खास बात है कि भारत और फ्रांस आपसी सहयोग से और स्वतंत्र रूप से भी बदलते वैश्विक परिदृश्य में अहम भूमिकाएं निभाते आए हैं।
The grand celebrations, with an overarching theme of projecting the nation's women power and democratic values, will be graced by French President Emmanuel Macron. The armed forces all set to display an array of homegrown weaponry and military equipment such as missiles, drone jammers, surveillance systems, vehicle-mounted mortars and BMT-2 infantry combat vehicles at the parade. This year, the theme of the ceremony will be Women Power and India's Atmanirbharta. In fact, in just last year's Independence Day speech at the Red Fort in the national capital, Prime Minister Modi made a bold pledge. India would become a developed economy by 2047 when it celebrates 100 years since its founding. The country had three things in its favor, the Prime Minister declared: demography, democracy, and diversity. On more on this, I'm joined by Lieutenant General Shaukin Chauhan. He's a defense and strategic expert. I continue to discuss about the importance of today with him. I'm also now joined by Bipin Sharma, who's a senior journalist. Mr. Sharma, I want to start with you. I want to ask you, how does it really feel to witness India's 75th Republic Day?
Good morning and happy Republic Day to all your viewers. It's undoubtedly a watershed moment for the entire country, a very proud moment, and it's a moment to pay tributes to all those freedom fighters, to all those brave hearts who laid down their lives for the sake of the nation. And there's no second thought, and I can say with utmost conviction that this is India's moment, a new era, a dawn of a new era, and we remember all those brave hearts today, and in fact all those accomplishments in all these years ever since India became a republic.
Right. Mr. Sharma, do stay on with us. In fact, we are going to slip it a quick break. We'll be right back with lots more on the other side. Stay tuned.
Why is the state not looking at putting an embargo on that?
As a Telangana person, I will not accept.
How do ordinary folks deal with this?
Currently, the industry is facing a lot of challenges as far as demand is concerned. Basically, that US markets has slowed down because of high inflation.
So obviously, diamonds being a dream product, something which doesn't have a utility value or is seen as a luxury. So that obviously goes off your shopping list. That's the first item that will go off your shopping list, especially in recessionary trends.
That lab-grown diamonds are not mined, and they do away with the entire mining. So they save up on all the environmental damage that is associated with mining, and of course, the mining cost, which is why they're even more affordable.
People that is impacted by all these recessions are the artisans, are the people who work in this industry, right? But I think lab-grown diamond has allowed them to actually use their skills in the same product.
This and more streaming on world's first news OTT, News9 Plus. Download now.
A defiant performance by Ten Hag's men. Now standing at 7 feet 4 inches, Satnam Singh is making his way into professional wrestling.
We are getting more good news for India.
Since the last 2 years, Khalistani terror groups are threatening Indian diplomats in Canada, US, UK and Australia. Investigations of these threats led us to the first ever abduction and killing of an Indian diplomat, Ravindra Matre, in UK's Birmingham in 1984. Our months-long investigation finally led us to the murderer of Ravindra Matre, who has been hiding in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir for the last 40 years. Watch our exclusive documentary, Murder of an Indian Diplomat, where we reveal the man who killed Ravindra Matre.
Stop searching, start streaming. Download the world's first news OTT, News9 Plus, ahead of the curve.
Welcome back. The Indian government has announced the recipients of the Padma Awards 2024, the country's second highest civilian honours, recognizing outstanding contributions of the recipients in various fields. This year, a total of 132 individuals were honoured for their exceptional achievements. The awards span various fields, including arts, education, industry, literature, science, acting, medicine, social service, and public affairs. The list includes several unsung heroes such as India's first female elephant mahout, noted environmentalists, and plastic surgeon working for burn victims. Among the notable awardees are India's first woman elephant mahout, Parbhati Baruha, famously known as Hasti Kanya. Jageshwar Yadav, tribal welfare worker from Jashpur. Chammi Murmu, tribal environmentalist and women empowerment champion. Gurvinder Singh, Divyang social worker from Sirsa. Satyanarayan Bellary, rice farmer from Kasargod. Dukhu Majhi, tribal environmentalist from Sindri village of Purulia. K. Chelammal, organic farmer from South Andaman. Sangathan Kima, social worker, runs Mizoram's largest orphanage. Hemchand Majhi provides affordable healthcare to villagers in Narayanpur. Yanung Jemoh Lego, East Siang-based herbal medicine expert. Sumanna, tribal welfare worker from Mysuru. Sarbeshwar Basumitri, tribal farmer from Chirang, successfully adopted mix integrated farming. Prema Dhanraj, plastic reconstructive surgeon and social worker. Uday Vishwanath Deshpande, international Malakam coach. Yazdi Manik Shah, they pioneered development of India's inaugural sickle cell anemia control program. Shanti Devi Paswan and Sivan Paswan, globally recognized Godna painters. Ratan Kahar, Bahadur folk singer from Birbhum. Ashok Kumar Biswas, Tikuli painter credited for revival and modification of Mayurian era art form. Balakrishnan Sadhanam Putiya Vetil, distinguished Kaluvazi Kathakali dancer. Uma Maheshwari D, first female Harikatha exponent. The list comprises 5 Padma Vibhushan, 17 Padma Bhushan and 110 Padma Shri awards, with 30 women among the awardees. Additionally, the list also includes 8 foreigners and 9 posthumous awardees. These awards not only celebrate individual excellence but also highlight the diverse and impactful contributions made by these individuals across various fields.
आज जो ये प्रोग्राम चल रहा है भीलवाड़ा महोत्सव उद्योग मेला, भीलवाड़े में बहुत ही शानदार, बहुत ही अच्छा, कल भी शोभा यात्रा निकली 12 तारीख को, वो भी भीलवाड़ा में गौरव रही। सबसे बेहतरीन अच्छा रहा। हम यहाँ पे और तरह के सांग बन के आता हूँ, आदमियों को हर तरह का मनोरंजन करते हैं। हमारा मनोरंजन से आदमी पसंद रहते हैं, जान पहचान वाले सभी मिलते बड़ा मान सम्मान से याद करते हैं।
अच्छी बात है। मैं मानता हूं कि ये अवार्ड मेरे नाम पे मिला है, लेकिन ये अवार्ड मेरी पूरी टीम को मिला है, ऐसा बोलो तो कोई गलती नहीं है। क्योंकि मैंने जो काम किया है वो वलसाड रक्तदान केंद्र की टीम के द्वारा किया है, जिसमें मेरे साथी ट्रस्टियों ने और साथी कर्मचारियों ने सबने मेरे को साथ सहकार दिया है।
After hearing this news, I became speechless. I'm really overwhelmed. I'm humbled and grateful for this honor. Unconditional and invaluable love of the people, audiences, my fans, my blood brothers and blood sisters that allowed me to reach here. I owe my life and this moment to you. I always try to express my gratitude in ways that I can, though I know I can never do enough. I have tried to entertain you to the best of my abilities, and off screen I try to help the needy by taking up relevant social and humanitarian causes from time to time.
बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है। राम मंदिर तो आज बहुत पहले स्वतंत्रता के बाद तुरंत बन जाना चाहिए था। हाँ, उस समय खुदाई लाल साहब कर रहे थे, बीबी लाल, हाँ, भारतीय पुरातत्व सर्वेक्षण की तरफ से। हाँ, लेकिन कोई सफलता हासिल नहीं हो रही थी। तब उन्होंने मुझे कहा एक बार देखो तो यार करके। फिर मैंने 3-4 जगह पर ट्रेंचेस लगाए। हाँ, तो एक जगह मुझे उस काल की ईंटें दिखाई दी, तो ईंटों को खोदने से फिर स्ट्रक्चर्स मिल गया। तो मैंने कहा ये है, और वो अयोध्या उस जगह मिला जहाँ जिस रूट से रामचंद्र जी श्रीलंका के लिए प्रस्थान किए थे। कीमती कीमती बर्तन और मिट्टी के ऐसे बर्तन जो पूजा के काम आते हैं वो मिले। अच्छा, पूजा के काम आने वाली घंटी वगैरह भी मिली।
14 वर्ष के वनवास के पश्चात भगवान राम के आने पर अयोध्या वासियों की जो प्रतिक्रिया हुई थी वही प्रतिक्रिया इसमें मेरी है। मेरे हर्ष का कोई ठिकाना नहीं है। मैंने 3 प्रतिज्ञा की थी। 2 प्रतिज्ञाएं, पहली कि श्री अयोध्या में कथा करने तब आऊंगा जब राम जन्मभूमि का निर्णय हो जाएगा, एक। और दूसरी प्रतिज्ञा की थी कि अपनी राम कथा में श्री राम राज्याभिषेक का उत्सव तब करूंगा जब ये निर्णय हमारे पक्ष में आ जाएगा। दोनों प्रतिज्ञाएं भगवान ने पूरी कर ली, तो मैं बहुत प्रसन्न हूं। भरत जी चिंतित थे कि मैं भगवान के काम में नहीं आया, पर मैं चिंतित नहीं हूं क्योंकि मेरी प्रतिभा भगवान के काम में आई। गर्भगृह का मंदिर पूरा हो गया, इससे भगवान स्थापित हो रहे हैं, अब ऊपर बनता रहेगा। और पुनर्वसु नक्षत्र भी है, त्रेता की छाया है, बहुत उचित है। और प्रधानमंत्री उसके लिए केवल दुग्ध आहार कर रहे हैं, अन्न नहीं लेंगे। 11 दिन तक वो अन्न नहीं ले रहे हैं। क्या ऐसा कोई प्रधानमंत्री देखा आपने? सोचिए।
हमारी नारी शक्ति को सशक्त करने से ही देश सशक्त होने वाला है।
हर महीने महिलाओं को 1500 रुपए प्रति माह दिलवाया जाएगा।
What Nitish Kumar did to provide cycle to girls, so they could safely, quickly move out of the house, go to school, and quickly come back. Tring, 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 tring.
माँ अन्नपूर्णा तू ही, माँ अन्नपूर्णा है तू ही वीणा वादनी, हे शक्ति स्वरूपा जगदम्बा, हे नारी तू नारायणी।
News is now content. Just stream it. Download the world's first news OTT, News9 Plus, ahead of the curve.
People in their traditional attire, special invitees from different parts of the country. And here, this is a splendid view of the forecourt of Rashtrapati Bhavan, the official residence of the President of India, and the dome that crowns Rashtrapati Bhavan, one of the most distinctive features of the building. This is the Jaipur column, topped by the Star of India. And here, ready to receive the Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces, the President of India, Srimati Draupadi Murmu, who will arrive here in a short while from now.
माननीय श्रीमती द्रौपदी मुर्मू के राष्ट्रपति पद पर आसीन होने के साथ भारतीय लोकतंत्र की नई भूमिका रेखांकित हुई है। श्रीमती द्रौपदी मुर्मू का भारत के 15वें राष्ट्रपति के रूप में निर्वाचन एक ऐतिहासिक क्षण है। उनकी नियुक्ति देश के सामाजिक और राजनीतिक परिदृश्य में एक महत्वपूर्ण और शक्तिशाली संदेश देती है। हम सब जानते ही हैं, श्रीमती द्रौपदी मुर्मू के पास एक लंबा और सफल राजनीतिक करियर है। साथ ही उनके पास प्रशासन और संवैधानिक मामलों का गहन ज्ञान भी है। देशवासियों, 75वें गणतंत्र दिवस में कर्तव्य पथ पर माननीय श्रीमती द्रौपदी मुर्मू द्वारा परेड की सलामी लेना कोई मामूली घटना नहीं है। ये राष्ट्रीय गौरव का क्षण है, जो समानता के प्रति हमारे संविधान की प्रतिबद्धता को दर्शाती है। भारतीय लोकतंत्र संविधान स्वतंत्र न्यायपालिका, स्वतंत्र मीडिया और जवाबदेह शासन पर टिका हुआ है।
To discuss more on this, I am joined by Lieutenant General Shaukin Chauhan, who is a defence and strategic expert, and Bipin Sharma, a senior journalist. Mr. Sharma, I'll come back to you. What are some of the key accomplishments that India has really achieved in the last 75 years?
There's no second thought that Indians, it's a matter of immense pride for all of us if we recount all the accomplishments that we have achieved all these years. And to begin with, the fact that gone are the days, because if we remember the 1962 era, so this is 2022, 2024, when we have shown Chinese, the China, in fact, who happens to be our enemy number one, the might of the Indian army, and we are a self-reliant nation today, and we are mother of all democracies. Contrary to the perception that some of the foreign media strives to show, today we are a resurgent India, we are a robust India, and the fact that there have been numerous achievements. If we talk about our ambitious initiatives, the reforms that we have undertaken, Make in India, Skill India, Digital India, Swachh Bharat. So this has paved the way for an altogether new era. All these years, the focus has been, if we talk about the past, the focus had been on trade. Now, in the present day scenario, the focus has been on manufacturing. And gone are the days when we used to ignore the imbalance between exports and imports. Now there is due emphasis that we need to also ensure that we are exporting, and then the fact that if we take into consideration the defense exports, which have gone to the tune of 1 lakh crores. So I think there are numerous accomplishments to be proud of, and today, of course, is a watershed moment honoring the establishment of Indian Constitution, and then we are awaiting the spectacular Republic Day parade and on the iconic Kartavya Path, and then, of course, India today would recall the tales of our brave hearts, the tales of resilience, the tales of bravery. And now, because normally what we talk about the era of Brexit, the Britain's exit from the European Union. But this actually is the era of Chexit, when most of the trading partners of China would like to exit from their alliances with China, because more especially because post Corona, then COVID, then because earlier it used to be there was a thought that it is just some Corona outbreak, but then people got to know that it's it's a biological warfare. So they are very sure that.
Okay, it seems like we are facing a technical difficulty. We'll try to get back to Mr. Sharma. Meanwhile, General Chauhan, I'll come to you. Talking about the role of the armed forces, how has it really evolved over the years, and what challenges do you foresee in the future?
The challenges, actually, it's the India, as you know, if you just see our geography, we are surrounded by nations that are that have interests inimical to us. We have a difficult time on our northern borders and our northeastern borders, with China already in Tibet, and China threatening to take away vast tracts of our land by force. We have Pakistan on our west, which has always been an inimical nation to us, an enemy nation in many ways. And along with these two external challenges, we have a large number of internal challenges. We have an ongoing terrorism in Kashmir. We've reduced it to a great deal, but it's still there. And we also have an insurgency problem in our northeast. So in many ways, the armed forces are constantly involved, have to constantly evolve in dealing with threats that beset both inside our nation and outside. And I can say very proudly that our armed forces are definitely amongst the best in the world, considering the challenges that we face, the terrain that we operate in, the difficulties fighting in this kind of cold weather, in this kind of high altitude, in these kind of jungles, and at the same time look after our people of India. In many places of our country, the armed forces are the only force that the people see as belonging to the country. And we raise the flag in difficult places and different places. Along with that, the armed forces are also helping out the United Nations in various parts of Africa. We have a mission along in the Golan Heights. So we are a constantly evolving, constantly deployed armed force, which is extremely, competent, and we are gaining competency every day based on the situation that we are dealing with. And I'm so happy to know that the kind of equipment that we are getting now, the kind of training that we are getting now, and our involvement with other foreign forces is improving our ability to interact, to counter these different forces. And I foresee that as the years roll by in front, we will continue to have these difficult situations. We will have a situation where, as you know, China is helping Pakistan. So we might have a situation where China and Pakistan operate together. That would be a difficult challenge for us, but we are equal to that. Along with that, like I said, if our internal security situation doesn't improve, then we have to be detailed and we have to operate in these internal security situations also. So all in all, we look forward to our 100th Republic Day over the next 25 years. But all I can say is that there are great challenges ahead, and we need to be prepared to deal with these challenges, prepared to sacrifice, prepared to work hard, and prepared to constantly evolve and improve so that we can deal with these challenges over the next 25 years.
General, this time around we know Emmanuel Macron, the French president, is India's chief guest for its 75th Republic Day. Do shed some light on the strategic partnership, in fact, that between France and India, and especially, in the context of defense and, security cooperation.
So as you're aware, France is one of the 5 permanent security members of the United Nations Security Council. She's also a nation which has evolved into very high-tech defense equipment. And France is also a nation which has constantly helped India out with the provision of these high technological equipment, especially when we think in terms of the aircraft that we have recently got from France, the Rafale jet fighters, which are the best in their configuration in the world. The good thing about France, and we, as you're aware, a couple of years back, the Indian Army marched down the French during the French Republic Day, and we also had a French contingent here last year to march along with us. So these are signs that 2 great nations, France, as you know, has shaped the world's destiny with its French Revolution. And from the French Revolution started the issue about the creation of republics. So in many ways, it is the French movement towards a republic that changed the monarchies of Europe and that changed the world's movement towards republic, which we are also a republic. And so it's only correct today that we have invited the creator of these republics, France, for our 75th Republic Day.
Right.
We have great relationships with the French Army. France is a part of NATO. France is a Security Council permanent member, and France is an important voice. And India, as you're aware, is becoming an important voice in the world. So all in all, I think these are tremendous changes that are happening, and it's very, very good to see and to gain the confidence that in the future, India will be able to deal with the immense challenges, as I've already told you, that are likely to happen in the world stage.
Right. General, I want you to hold on to that thought. In fact, as India salutes Nari Shakti on Republic Day, my colleague Anju Nirwan spoke to women pilots, members of the 1st Agniveer contingent. Here's a full report.
TV9 भारतवर्ष आज आपको मिलाने जा रहा है एयरफोर्स की पहली महिला अग्निवीर से, वो महिला अग्निवीर जो कि राजपथ पर, कर्तव्य पथ पर आपको दिखाई देंगी अपने कर्तव्य का पालन करते हुए आर्मी परेड में, जिनका डेब्यू होने जा रहा है। रिपब्लिक डे की जो परेड होगी उनमें ये अग्निवीर, महिला अग्निवीर जो हैं वो परेड करती हुई आपको दिखाई देंगी, कदम से कदम मिलाते हुए, और देश का मान बढ़ाती हुई ये देश की बेटियां आपको कर्तव्य पथ पर नजर आएंगी। इस वक्त हम इनसे बात करते हैं। सबसे पहले हम जया सैनी से बात करते हैं। जया, आपका TV9 पर स्वागत है। गर्व महसूस होता है, बेटी भी है देश की, और आज आप देश की वो पहली महिला अग्निवीर भी हैं जो कि रिपब्लिक डे की परेड पर डेब्यू करने जा रही हैं। आपको कैसा लगेगा, ये मौका कैसा होगा आपके लिए?
जय हिंद, मेरा नाम अग्निवीर जया सैनी है। मैं बहुत ही खुश हूँ कि मैं इंडियन एयरफोर्स की तरफ से आरडी परेड में सम्मिलित हूँ, और हम भारतीय वायुसेना की तरफ से 26 जनवरी को एक साथ मार्च करेंगे।
एक साथ आप मार्च करेंगी? कहाँ से हैं आप? अगर वैसे तो पूरा भारत एकजुट है, और हम कहते भी हैं कि ये जो पूरा विश्व है ये सिर्फ एक, कह सकते हैं कि पूरा ब्रह्मांड जो है वो एक सूत्र में बंधा हुआ है। लेकिन अगर हम स्टेट वाइज की भी अगर हम बात करें तो आप कहाँ से हैं इंडिया के? किस हिस्से से, किस कोने से हैं?
मैं कानपुर उत्तर प्रदेश से हूँ मैम।
उत्तर प्रदेश, कानपुर से हैं, और कानपुर की ये बेटी हैं और पूरे देश को उन पर गर्व है। इस वक्त हम हिमांशी से भी बात करते हैं जो कि महिला अग्निवीर हैं, और कर्तव्य पथ पर वो कदम से कदम मिलाती हुई अपनी सहयोगी अग्निवीरों के साथ नजर आएंगी, कंटिजेंट्स के साथ नजर आएंगी। कैसा महसूस कर रही हैं आप? कर्तव्य पथ पर टीवी पे आप देखती रही होंगी, लेकिन अब आप खुद उसका हिस्सा हैं। कर्तव्य पथ पर आप जब परेड करती हुई नजर आएंगी, बहुत मुश्किल अग्निवीरों के लिए, कह सकते हैं जो पूरा ट्रेनिंग का सेशन रहा वो भी मुश्किल रहा, लेकिन कर्तव्य पथ पर परेड करना ये अपने आप में बहुत बड़ी बात है।
थैंक यू मैम। मेरा नाम अग्निवीर हिमांशी, मैं फिरोजाबाद उत्तर प्रदेश से हूँ। मैं एक एनसीसी कैडेट रह चुकी हूँ, तो ये मेरा सपना था आरडी परेड करने का। नाउ मैं यहाँ हूँ, मुझे मौका एयरफोर्स ने दिया, तो बहुत खुशी की बात है। अब हम 26 जनवरी का वेट कर रहे हैं, जब एक साथ हम सभी तीनों सेनाएं की कंटिजेंट एक साथ मार्च करेंगे।
एक साथ मार्च करेंगे और ट्राई सर्विसेज आपको कंटिजेंट नजर आएंगी परेड करते हुए। और इस बार की जो थीम है वो महिलाओं को लेकर है, यानी कि देश की हर वो बेटी आपको नजर आएगी जो सरहद पर और कह सकते हैं आसमान पर और जल में नभ में हमारी सीमाओं की सुरक्षा करती हैं। तो इस वक्त हमारे साथ जो एयरफोर्स के अग्निवीर हैं वो हैं। ट्रेनिंग आप लोगों की बहुत मुश्किल रही होगी, एक लंबा कह सकते हैं कि एक बहुत लंबी एक्सरसाइज और बहुत लंबी ड्रिल्स जो कि आप लोगों को सिर्फ 6 महीने के अंदर करके सीख कर अपने आप को दिखाना था कि हाँ मैं कर सकती हूँ। ये अपने आप में एक बहुत बड़ा चैलेंज था।
जय हिंद, आई एम अग्निवीर उर्वशी शुक्ला एंड यस, ट्रेनिंग हमारी शुरुआती दिनों में काफ़ी मुश्किल रही, पर समय के साथ हमने उससे कोप अप किया एंड इट लाइक ब्रेकिंग अ जेंडर स्टीरियोटाइप। हमें अपने मेल कोर्समेट्स के साथ भी हमारी ट्रेनिंग इक्वली हुई है एंड ट्रेनिंग पीरियड में कुछ कठिनाइयाँ तो सबको ही होती हैं, पर हम हार नहीं मानी और हम पीछे नहीं हटे एंड हमने अपनी ट्रेनिंग कंप्लीट की है। और आई एम जस्ट फीलिंग वेरी प्राउड कि अब हम अपनी बेसिक ट्रेनिंग के बाद सीधे यहाँ पे हैं and marching on Kartavya Path in a tri-services contingent is one of the best feeling you can ever get.
बिल्कुल, ये एक अपने आप में बहुत बड़ी फीलिंग है। ट्रेनिंग की अगर मैं बात करूं, क्योंकि मैंने आपसे ट्रेनिंग की ही बात की है, ट्रेनिंग में आप लोगों को क्या क्या सीखने का मौका मिला? क्योंकि ट्रेनिंग का जो समय था वो कम था, लेकिन सीखते रहना, निरंतर सीखते रहना, यही सबके लिए ज़रूरी होता है। लेकिन ऐसे में जो हम अगर बात करें अग्निवीरों के लिए, तो अग्निवीरों ने जो है वो जो ट्रेनिंग ली वो बहुत कम समय के अंदर आप लोगों ने तमाम वो ड्रिल्स, तमाम वो चीज़ें सीखी। तो क्या क्या सीखने का आपको मौका मिला?
आर्म्स ड्रिल, फुट ड्रिल, range firing and FCTC camps, search trainings and many more experiences like rope climbing and endurance, physical strength, काफ़ी हमारी physical strength पे काफ़ी हमारे ध्यान दिया गया and also mental toughness and the general service knowledge we get there and yes, in those 6 months we are trained well to continue our 4 years in service, and if we want to continue after 4 years then it will be the best. It will
be the best। और सबके लिए ये हम कह सकते हैं, देश के लिए भी एक मान का और गर्व का पल है। महिलाएं हमारी अग्निवीर जो हैं वो आपको कर्तव्य पथ पर परेड करती हुई नजर आएंगी। और महिला जो कि महिला कंटिजेंट हैं, लेकिन वो सलामी किसको देंगी? वो भी एक महिला राष्ट्रपति को देंगी। तो महिला राष्ट्रपति को आप लोग सलामी देंगी, कैसा महसूस कर रही हैं आप इसने? यहाँ
जय हिंद, मुझे बहुत अच्छा महसूस हो रहा है कि मैं इस परेड का एक हिस्सा हूँ और ये बहुत इमेंस ऑनर और प्राइड है कर्तव्य पथ पे मार्च करना, और गर्व की बात है कि हम उसका हिस्सा है ट्राई सर्विसेज में।
ट्राई सर्विसेज का गर्व का हिस्सा है। हमारे लिए, मैं खुद एक महिला हूँ, तो मेरे लिए भी ये एक गर्व का पल है कि जो महिलाएं हैं वो कर्तव्य पथ पर आपको परेड करती हुई नजर आएंगी। इस वक्त सृष्टि भी हमारे साथ जुड़ रही है। सृष्टि, आपको कैसा लग रहा है जब आप कर्तव्य पथ पर होंगी? पूरी देश की नजरें आपके ऊपर होंगी, विश्व की नजरें भी होंगी, क्योंकि भारत अपनी आन बान शान तो दिखाएगा, अपनी शक्ति का भी प्रदर्शन करेगा।
जय हिंद, आई एम फ्लाइट लेफ्टिनेंट सृष्टि वर्मा। आई विल बी द लीडिंग इंडियन एयरफोर्स अग्निवीर वायु वुमेन इन दिस रिपब्लिक परेड ऑन 26 January 2024 and I find myself very lucky to get this chance because it's going to be a historic moment in the history of India, that first time all ever the Indian Air Force, Indian Navy, Indian Army, all women contingent are marching together. So definitely we are ready for it. We have worked very hard for it, and I'm sure that you will get some goosebumps after watching this parade on 26th of January, and we are going to create history this time.
We are getting some live shots, in fact, from the Republic Day parade. Let's cut across.
The names of 26,000 soldiers who've made the ultimate sacrifice of their lives in the defense of the nation. It has 4 concentric circles and a central obelisk under which burns the Amar Jyot, representing the immortal soldier. The circles are designed as Chakravyu, an ancient Indian war formation. The start of the parade actually begins here when the Prime Minister arrives and is received by the